Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Little Garden Chaos podcast. So, the days are getting longer and temperature is slowly climbing higher and higher. So, let's talk about some interesting and at the same time well-known plants to add to our garden, namely herbs. Be it a balcony or a backyard, it's good to make some space for herbs because they not only look pretty, but can also give you some health benefits, or at the very least, can be used as a seasoning. Some spaghetti with basil? Count me in. So let's start with basil then. Despite being an annual plant, it's very rewarding and can be versatile. But buying a sapling, especially from a grocery store, usually ends in a disaster. Poor herb doesn't have enough space or is heavily overwatered, or some apocalypse strikes it, and stores don't really care because they are not gardening stores anyway. And they want you to buy another one, which, I gotta say, kind of sucks. But oh well, don't fret, for there is a solution. If the plant absolutely can be saved, you can take a cutting and put it in a glass of water, being careful not to leave leaves submerged, or they can get moldy, which is not what we want. The cutting will grow roots in time, and then congratulations, you have a new basil plant. And that is propagating. If you want to grow basil from seed though, and you can grow a lot, seeds sown at home on a warm windowsill sprout after a week or two, and then the saplings can be moved outside in May. Then you can propagate away as much as you want. You can have a little army. What I personally do is I grow basil at home and then move it outside in pots for a while so it can get used to the great wilds outside the windowsill, and then plant it directly in the ground, preferably in the foil tunnel where it can stay warm for longer, or just in a very sunny place in the garden. So, what can you actually do with basil? Basil helps digestion amongst other things, but my absolute favorite thing to do with it is to make pesto. Pesto is your answer. It's so good. The leaves can also be dried and used to add flavor to many different dishes. So yeah, I highly recommend. My other favorite herb is definitely lemon balm. Similar to basil, the seedlings grow inside in warm weather and can be moved out to the garden in May. The seeds, however, can take even 3 weeks to sprout, and the whole plant can be very fragile at the beginning, so one may opt for propagating it instead. I like propagating lemon balm because it's fast and almost always works, and to the contrary of basil, lemon balm is a perennial, so it can stay in our garden for a long while. It's best grown in a sunny place and can survive winter, but it might be worth covering it in case of frost to reduce the damage and risk of the plant dying. It is usually tough though. Lemon balm needs a lot of space. That's a good thing to think about while planning a garden, because when it feels like home, it will grow like crazy, which I'm not that opposed to. My favorite way, and I think the most popular one, is to use lemon balm for tea. The tea made of its leaves has calming properties and is on top of that just very good. I highly recommend for those sleepless nights. Moving on, let's tackle the last herb for today, mint. Toughest of them all, it grows strong roots, which is usually why it can die planted in pots in a year despite being a perennial. Though it needs relatively high temperature to sprout, it then becomes basically unkillable, growing sneakily in the shadows. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So, same as the last two herbs, it's sown in March inside and then can be moved outside in May, and just stay there forever. The seeds can take even 2 weeks to sprout, but it can also be propagated from cuttings, thankfully. While in the garden, it can look dead in winter, but then regrows as if nothing happened in spring. Wild, isn't it? And you can do a lot of things with the leaves, starting from adding them to a lemonade and ending in liquor. Mint is most popular as tea as it helps with digestion. Pretty useful and pretty tasty. Herbal teas have their own charm, I gotta say. And so, those are 3 useful, delicious herbs to sow in March and grow throughout spring and summer, and then potentially dry and use throughout winter. Any aspiring herbalists there? Well, in any case, welcome to the world of herbs. It truly has a lot to offer. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!